Hello, my name is Webster West, and I'm the developer of StatCrunch. This is a quick tutorial on how to do a 2-sample t hypothesis test and a 2-sample t confidence interval using StatCrunch. The data set I'm going to use in this tutorial contains a variety of information for a sample of 4-bedroom homes listed for sale in the Bryan, College Station, Texas area. I collected this data set in December of 2008. The two columns I want to focus on in the data set are the square footage column and the location column. You'll notice we have 15 homes listed for sale in Bryan, Texas in our sample, and 15 homes in our sample listed for sale in College Station, Texas. The question I want to address in this tutorial is, can we determine if there's a difference between the average square footage of 4-bedroom homes listed for sale in Bryan, Texas, and the average square footage of 4-bedroom homes listed for sale in College Station, Texas? So we want to compare the average square footage across these two locations. To do so, I'll go to the Stat menu and choose T-Statistics, to Sample, with Data. We'd use the with Summary option if we had sample means and sample standard deviations for both the locations, but in this case we have the raw data. Let's choose the first sample here as being in the square footage column, and that sample is going to be defined where location is College Station, Texas. Sample 2 is also in the square footage column, and its location will be in Bryan, Texas. Okay, so both samples are in the square footage column. The first sample is defined where location is College Station. The second sample is defined where location is Bryan, Texas. We could choose whether or not to pool the variances here by unchecking this option or checking this option. I'll leave it on for now. If we click Next, we see that the hypothesis test option is on by default. In this case, the null mean difference between the two average square footages across the locations would be 0, so the default value is what we would want to use in this case. The alternative here, we want to know if there's a significant difference. We haven't specified a direction, so the alternative would be not equal in this case. Clicking Calculate, we get our output here. We want to focus on the p-value here, 0.7571, a very large p-value, certainly larger than any standard level of significance that one might use, 0.05 or 0.01. So in this case, we would fail to reject the null hypothesis, so there's no difference in this case, no significant difference between the two average square footages. Now, if we wanted to do a confidence interval in this case, we'd go to the Options menu, choose Edit, turn on the confidence interval option. The default level of 0.95 will give you a 95% confidence interval. Let's click on Calculate here. So in this case, the 95% confidence interval for the difference between the two average square footages across the locations, the lower limit is negative 692 roughly, and the upper limit is 509. So you'll see that 0 sits right in this interval, so it's among the range of likely values for the difference between the two average square footages across the locations. So once again, we would conclude here that there's no difference between the average square footage of 4-bedroom homes in Bryan and the average square footage of 4-bedroom homes in College Station, at least among those that are listed for sale. That's it for the tutorial. I hope you find it useful.